Before I got my dental implants, I thought a lot about whether or not the cost was justified. I knew I couldn't just go in and pay everything outright because I'm not a rich guy.
Today, we're tackling a big question many people ask. Are dental implants really worth the cost? I'm joined by Randy, who's had his dental implants for about 2 years. And today, he's going to share 3 unexpected reasons why he believes his dental implants are worth every penny. And if you're watching and are curious about the costs and financing options of dental implants, you can click the link below for an absolutely free cost and information guide. Kicking it off with reason number 3, and that has to do with how quickly you got your dental implants. Can you share more about the timeline of your procedure and just how quickly you got your dental implants?
The procedure itself, it was actually overwhelmingly, in a good way, so quick. I did the 60-second quiz, got a call right away, and had my appointment scheduled that week for my consultation. The next week I had surgery. 24 hours later, I had my permanent teeth. Then a simple 2-week follow-up, make sure everything's healing well. And at 4 months, you're released to start eating anything and everything you want.
So you went in for surgery 24 hours. You got your permanent teeth. Why did this specifically make getting dental implants worth it? What benefit came from getting your teeth just 24 hours after surgery?
Well, the first benefit is that you just kind of get the whole process over with. And right away, you're able to eat a soft food diet, basically plastic fork ready. No liquids, no anything. And you've got your permanents 24 hours later after surgery. There's no multiple appointments, going through different temporaries, going through all of the dental fear, the process, the appointments, all of that. This is just quick, done, and you've got these bad babies in here and you're ready to go.
I love that. And I can only imagine because I have not been through this procedure like you, but like many people, I have a big fear of the dentist. The minute I walk in a dentist office, I can feel my blood pressure go up, my palms start sweating. I'm like, I think I'm good, but are they going to find out I have 6 cavities, right? So, like a lot of people, I have fear of the dentist. I can imagine that being able to get through this process so quickly really helped mitigate those fears and put those fears to bed, huh?
Yes, it absolutely did. With everything being so quickly, you didn't really have that time to get that anxiety build up and those fears. Sure, most of us have that, getting that preparation of going in. And when you walk into Nuvia, you're greeted right away. You're not a patient. You don't smell all of those, dental smells. Everything's nice. Everyone greets you. And by the time you're done, they know your story and you're not a patient. You are part of this huge, friendship, family. They care about you. And that on top of the 24 hours later, permanence, I don't see where you could go wrong.
Oh, sounds like really 2 benefits in one, if you ask me.
And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that they just won an award for 2024 for their dental 24-hour policy and the innovational technology that Nuvia does have.
I'm thrilled that you actually brought that up because that's right. Nuvia was just named by the Healthcare Business Review as Dental Implant Restoration Company of 2024 for their innovative permanent teeth in 24-hour process. All right, moving on to reason number 2, and that has to do with your self-confidence. In what ways, Randy, would you say that your dental implants impacted your daily life and your interactions? How do you think those changes really contributed to your sense of self-worth?
Well, once I received my new teeth, it was crazy the confidence that I had built so quickly. I had really lost myself in the process prior to that, and I really had stopped leaving my house. And now you can't keep me in. And that started happening within a
Oh, I
couple of
love
weeks.
that.
So,
I love that. You felt like a shut-in and now you're like, you can't even keep me in. Like these teeth are made for the world to see.
absolutely.
Let's talk about the shape of your teeth, how they feel in your mouth. Do people know that you have dental implants?
No, and that's what is kind of wild to me. I had those big bulky dentures that they never fit right. They were big, the glue wouldn't hold them in. And now that I have these dental implants, you don't see any bulkiness underneath. They're not going to fall out. And I am at this period in time and this length since I had my surgery. And to this day, no one has ever questioned whether they're a good friend or anything. It honestly always comes up and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could have had braces when I'm young." And I'm just like, "Well, yeah." And then they think that I go regularly. I live in Las Vegas, so there are lots of options and go through the whitening of everything. And that's another one. I'm just like, "Well, yeah." And it's wonderful too in my situation because I'm so private and it was such an embarrassing thing that most no one even knew that I had lost my teeth and then went through this process. My two sons and two of my siblings are the only people that know, and no one has ever said one word other than compliments.
Wow. It must have been such a good feeling to be able to literally throw your dentures away and have a permanent option that is comfortable in your mouth over time. You don't even realize it's there. You don't have to worry about them falling out. You don't have to worry about not being able to eat. You can just go out and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the investment in yourself.
Yes, yes, and you're exactly right. That's the investment of it is so incredible because I wouldn't go out because I did have a lot of pain. I would bleed in my mouth. They would come loose.
Mm.
I can go on and on and on with it. It was just terrible. There was no eating with them. And even though I went through all of that, it was still like a 45-minute process to leave. So I had that 45 minutes of getting build up, my anxiety build up and getting in my head over it and knowing what I was about to face. And now if I want to go somewhere, whether it be go to dinner or go shopping or whatever it is, just put my shoes on like just the normal human being and head out the door.
Imagine that, right? Like
Yeah.
something that many people take for granted, which is being able to just go out and enjoy a meal. That was like a hard thing for you. It sounds like it absolutely changed your life.
Oh, I there's so many things in my life that it changed. Things that I kind of expected, and honestly, so many that I didn't expect. And it's really exciting. I like to refer to these guys as the gift that keeps on giving because you won't even think of something, and then you'll find yourself in like the smallest situation. And you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about I haven't gotten to do this in this long or whatever it was. And like even with my dentures, I had multiple sets and I was terrified to throw them away just out of that was the process I was in. It took me about 6 months after having these and realizing, oh my gosh, I'm eating anything and everything. I don't really need these. And I had the wonderful satisfaction of crushing them with a hammer. And it was wonderful.
Yes. I was going to ask, you didn't happen to spray paint them and put them on a shelf or something, did you? No.
I was
Down
trying
with the dentures.
I was trying to get creative, like, how do I do this? And I was like, you know what? I just want that whole period of my life to be forgotten. And even though it was such a lengthy time, it's strange because that nearly 10 years is just a blip in my memory now. And it's because I'm so happy and I'm so confident and I'm living my best life. I feel as if I'm living a better life now than I did before I went through this whole ordeal. I lost all of my teeth at one time. So it was an overnight shocker and everything there. So I just went from living life to all of a sudden I wasn't. And then almost 10 years later, bam, Nuvia comes around and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing.
Wow. I can't imagine the emotional roller coaster that has been for you. Listen, I have not met you in person, Randy, only through a virtual scenario and I can just feel your confidence. I can feel your energy literally coming through the computer screen. So I can only imagine what that's like when you meet people in real life. Your energy is just palpable. It's
Eh,
fantastic.
thank you. And, and it's wild with that because I had always been like, the class clown, the one that everyone gathered around to hear me, talk a bunch of junk just to be funny. And then all of a sudden, there was no one in my life. I cut myself off from everyone and didn't interact, had no social life. And I didn't really even know how to get started, but I was like, no, I've got these babies in. I've already been through my 2 weeks. Pain is already, a week behind me, and that's it. Done. You're just right there, some adjustments, with figuring out how to work everything and, little speech here and there, but that's all about getting your brain and your mouth working together again. And I still remember the first time I went out. It was about 3 weeks after my 2 week appointment. So about 5 weeks after receiving my actual teeth. And I was so nervous going out. And when I got there, it was like this crazy calmness just came over me because I was like, wait a minute. I know I'm still on a soft diet, but there's so many options, even in a restaurant. And it was like this release, like the weight of the world was off of me when it was like,
Oh,
wow, wait a minute, this really is my life now. And I get to
he's
laugh and I get to go
back.
around. Yes, the clown is back.
Oh man, I love that. Like he's back. Like Randy is back. Let me
Yes.
ask you this, Randy. Why did this specifically make you feel that getting dental implants was worth the investment?
One of the wonderful things is that as that they're not bulky, there's not all of these things there. I don't even think about them. They're just part of me. They are my teeth. No different from when I had my natural slash born with teeth. I really don't think about them. I brush, all of those things, and it makes you feel human. The excitement of it and just those things, like, oh my goodness, I get to brush. I get to just wake up and start my day, or at the end of the day, go to bed, brush my teeth, go to bed. Those little things, it's amazing what it does for your confidence and for your mental health. I do suffer from pretty severe PTSD, but I had that on top of it, so it made it so much worse. And just getting this confidence, these new teeth, all of the things that went along with it, I my confidence is through the roof. There's no stopping me. I'm taking on this world with my smile.
Randy, I love that. And it makes me think of that song. Ain't no stopping now. We're
Exactly.
on the move. I love that, Randy. I think at the end of the day, people forget that you can't put a price on your mental health. You can't put a price on your happiness.
And when you get to that point and you realize, I'm doing this for me, I'm investing in myself, it's not an expense. I mean, is it physically an expense? Yes. But does it feel like an expense? Does it, all of those things? Absolutely not. I don't feel the same thing when I'm paying my, monthly payment because I'm not a rich guy. So I pay my payments, but I enjoy paying it way more than I enjoy paying my car payment or my mortgage because of everything that it gave me. Not that those things are, I don't enjoy them, but it just gives you a whole new life. So not in any way do I ever think of it as an expense. It's just part of my budget, and that's what I do, and do it again with a smile.
It's crazy. I just got goosebumps. It's crazy how full circle your life has come. And speaking of full circle, let's hit reason number 1 that you feel your dental implants are worth every penny, and that is your overall health is better. Let's
Oh
talk
my
about
goodness.
that. So, my question would be, with numerous studies that link oral health to your overall well being, how has dental implants positively impacted your health journey, Randy?
So I'll start with the first thing. I was never able to I couldn't chew because I could not eat with my dentures.
Hmm.
So my food options were very limited, and most fruits, vegetables, all of those things, we've got to kind of process that. I love salad, but what do you do with, lettuce in your mouth? Because, I had figured out how to try to process food, and it just, but it wouldn't work with most things that are good for us. And where I was swallowing my food pretty much whole, I started developing pockets in my stomach, and it started causing an even worse issue. So I actually had to start taking medication to
No
try
way.
to do this and reverse these issues. And it was so insane because it was so bad. Like, I honestly have to go in once a year when they do the x-rays and all of that, because they were getting very concerned. And the last one I did, I went in, and my primary care was like, wait, what is going on? I'm like, you spotted these as soon as I came in. You know what's going on. And he's like, they really are like that good. They really did change. He's like, the pockets, I that's what he called them, was pockets. It's like it starts coming over and bulging out, almost like a
Like a
kind of
hernia
like a hernia,
almost.
like many little hernias
Oh
throughout.
my gosh.
And they've reversed themselves. That's gone. I don't have stomach issues. I've
Yeah.
lost over 40 pounds, and I surely have not done it at the gym.
That's
But
incredible.
I can eat things. I can eat fruits and vegetables. Biting into an apple, are you kidding me? Like, I never even imagined that that would be part of my life again. And I love fruits and vegetables. So, in addition, was I not being able to be healthy, I missed the things that I like the most.
I could understand how eating and better health and all of this is one of the number one reasons why you think your dental implants are worth the cost.
Absolutely. That was something that weighed on me heavily, and I could feel it. We're human beings. We can feel when we're off, and I could feel it, and I could feel it continuing to get worse. And then, that's where you get into your head, you get your anxiety, you get your mental health is all over the place, because you're like, what am I supposed to do? I can't just, I've gone the denture route. I've had multiple sets. What else can I do? And with Nuvia, I can't put words on it. Like, it gets me emotional still after all this time to think about what a change, and this miracle that I get to live with for the rest of my life. It's wild to think about.
On the topic of health, what was it about the connection with the dentures you had and bone loss that worried you the most?
Well, my biggest fear was, when you don't have teeth, you can start experiencing bone loss, and, your gums receding. And I had been rejected. I'd have gone to other consultations, and other companies, offices. I had been rejected at some. There were a couple, I went to a lot. There were a couple that were like, yeah, we can do this, but it's going to be 10 months to a year. It just this whole ordeal. And then it was still a maybe that this
Mm.
is going to truly last. And that scared me to death, because I wanted to invest in myself, but I didn't want to invest in myself with something I didn't feel comfortable with. And going through Nubia, I felt comfortable walking in the door. Within 5 minutes, I already knew. I'm like, I am walking out of here, and this is what I've been waiting for. My gums, I can already tell a difference after, this amount of time, that my gums feel different. When you first go through the process, gums are swollen, then they shrink down as you're healing. Well, I can actually feel almost like they're regenerated. There's something
Whoa.
going on there, and I
Yeah.
could feel it. And even when I was in dentures, I would still brush my gums, because I
Oh,
was doing anything and everything I could do concerned
You're
with
like, don't
bone loss.
gums don't fail me now. Gums
Yeah,
don't fail me now.
yes, and I'm like, "Oh, come on, bones and gum, just hang in. I don't know what I'm gonna
Oh.
do, but one of these days, if I keep, just really staying on it, hopefully this will work out." And to know that I'm there now and those two issues on top of everything else are gone, it's phenomenal. And to feel a difference in it, it's amazing. There's no words.
There's no words and there's no worries, right?
No, you are 100% correct. No words and no worry, and it feels wonderful. I mean, I just, as we said, no word. It just feels wonderful. Just a normal human being living life, and it's great.
Randy, if someone's worried about bone loss and they're also wondering how they pay for this, what would you tell them?
I would tell them right away to get in and get your consultation started and see if you're a good candidate. But one of the things with me is I knew I couldn't just go in and, pay everything outright. But I was blessed that Nuvia, they do have payment plans. And I qualified right away. So I'm able to make that and change my life, and all is well. I would tell anyone that if they are interested in something like this, then they should simply download the dental implant cost guide below.